which patients do develop GI bleeding, variceal hemorrhage because of portal hypertension. They have water in the belly, which is ascites, which can get infected, which can get affect the kidneys. And because of liver insufficiency, they can have jaundice, and because of non-metabolizing the toxins, they can develop problems like encephalopathy. So once the patient do develop this problem, their survival really comes down. So now once they have symptoms, they need urgent liver transplant. So you do have scoring system to identify, like it's important that not all the patients with liver disease need a transplant, but once they develop decompensation, once they meet the criteria, liver transplant is the only only ray of hope for them for a meaningful recovery. So there are various, say, scoring system which has been identified, mainly for the reason to understand who are the group of people with liver disease needing a transplant. So this slide just explains about the indication of liver transplant. Once the candidacy is achieved, then you need to see whether the person is fit to undergo a transplant. So the type of transplants could be either live donor or cadaveric. So let me now just come on to the some interesting cases of liver transplant which we have done at Akash. So so the important thing of like any other surgery, major surgery, is your important post-operative care. Surgery is a part of your recovery, but the most important part is your post-operative care. And we at Akash, we have formulated a system that we do have a separate space for taking care of the patients who undergo liver transplant. We have where they go to a zone, then from the ICU they go to the ward where they get a personalized care, where one-to-one nursing is there, which has played an important role in recovery of our patients. And we have done a good number of patients with a very good outcomes, and some of them have been really very complex surgeries. So now for liver transplant per se, there is very less, I'll say about from the donor aspect, contraindication, because of better understanding of the anatomy. And any person who is ready to donate a part of the liver goes through a series of investigation where they have a detailed CT scan to understand the anatomy, and then a surgical planning goes in what manner you would be cutting the liver so that the patient who gets the liver gets a good size of the liver for good recovery, and for the donor they have adequate liver for it to have, because liver is an organ which is known to grow, and whatever liver which we leave, it is for 30-35%. Within 3 months it grows in size to whatever it was before the surgery. And functionally the donors, they leave the hospital in a week's time with normal functioning liver. So this is a patient who came to us who had an abnormal hemoglobin, and the important part of managing this patient is to ensure that they don't